Here we go, boys and girls. Time for another sprint zone. And today we have a lot of data from a lot of people. So let's get the show on the road. Up top, we got John's power, below Matthew, Byron's, Curtis's, and finally mine. And I've got their relative speeds next to them also, so you can see what they're doing compared to what I'm doing. And I've got my heart rate in the lower left. Heading up County Road 5, life is good, Tim's up front, and I've been sitting out in the wind for a little bit, but my heart rate's not too bad. It was probably a pretty good warm up. You're seeing that pretty much everyone's in tow, and we're controlling the lane going into this one. We got Roby there, we got Curtis in the green, I can see Scott, Matthew Michaels, John, etc. Got Hernan there in that nice tight fitting jersey. So these are good times. There's a good crew today, and it's a fun one. Making the corner, we can see the big men starting to head to the front, those who are not afraid to go, to have their nose in the pointy end of the stick, so to speak. You see the wheel suckers coming along there, and other folks with a little bit of, like, I don't know, lackadaisical energy. So I need to start going through these people because they're not paying attention. Eric's paying attention, and Eric goes to the front, and now something dangerous starting to form. Scott waits me through. I'm really not certain why. He just didn't want to go do some work here. But hey, it is what it is. So I recognize it's dangerous to have Roby, Curtis, Eric, and Hernan up front. They are strong men, and if they get a little bit of a gap, we can pull them back, but it could be some work. Looking rear, we see Dean there, we got Tim, we see Kent Winters, Matthew Michaels back there, and just behind Dean, we got JC. Strong men looking to keep themselves in contention and not to be gapped off. The crew's doing pretty well. It's a nice day. And look at some of the wattages that are being thrown out here. So you can see like Curtis and Roby. Curtis up there, 300 plus watts up this little one. Even myself in the mid 240s. So this was not an easy little jaunt getting to the crest of this. And you can't even really tell it's a rise, but it is. And those who are riding it and those who are regulars know that it can be challenging. 19 miles an hour, not bad. And the game is really not afoot yet due to the rules of engagement, which say, let's wait until the S corners before we have any attacks. I suppose if we did a TTH version of this, we would just say game on from the beginning, but we could get people hurt in those corners, not knowing what they were doing, because you could go easily in there into the mid 30s, and if there's sand, there could be a problem. Curtis pulls off. He's done his work. Roby pulls off, waving people through. Something that's not really necessary with this crew. It is the sprint zone, and you can do whatever you want, and there will always be people that are looking to come forward. People are staying reasonably tight. You got Scott there, who's sucking some wheel. He's staying very close to the front. Dean staying very close to the front. See Tim there with that orange splotch, and it's a pretty good formation. Up front, we got, and you can't see it in front of me, Eric and Hernan, and they are beginning to stretch things out a little bit. Everyone follows the rules of engagement, and as we can see, I am reeling these guys in after letting a little bit of a gap open up. This is one of these corners here where there can be sand and rocks, so sometimes it's a little bit sketchy. Hernan makes an interesting line there and loses a little bit of the ground to Eric. I've got to throw down some serious watts to try to make this up. And Eric is not afraid to be putting it down. Normally, or the previous times, he has gone off the front early, even before the sprint zone began, but I think now he gets it and wants to see what he can do when it is a level playing field. Hernan looking strong. He's riding miles, miles, and miles, and it seems like he doesn't need recovery. Maybe that plant-based diet is doing the right thing. Maybe I need to talk to him, because whatever he's doing, it's working. Dean looking strong, haven't seen him in a few weeks. Scott holding good position. Kent Winters looking good. JC lurking back there, just biding his time. And here it comes. Beast. aka Matthew Michaels, making the move, and look at the wattage coming up through there, and JC is quick to respond. No reaction from the front until a little bit later, and Eric goes there. Now, the watts went by pretty fast, and I don't know if it got rendered this way, but Beast put out over 1200 watts on that one. Eric looking strong. Hernan unable to make the accelerations. He's definitely the guy I want for an all-day 100-mile ride. When it comes to make the accelerations, you can see where that training is not paid off. Dean coming through, looking good, as I have just pulled Eric in. And we see the carrots out front. Matthew and JC, and that's a dangerous, dangerous combination there. Dean comes by, and I don't. It's like Kent Winters couldn't hold the wheel. Byron is there behind Kent. Kent pulls off, letting Byron come through. Hernan has regained composure. We got Chris and Curtis, and the big men, the heads of state, are pretty much all up here. All we need now is Roby, and there he is. And in my opinion, the strongest of the strong men are in the front pack chasing. It looks like Dean and Scott kind of out there by themselves, going really hard. Byron unconcerned with bringing them in. And look at the rear. Kent looking and making a strong showing there. Oh, correction there. Eric, also one of the heads of state, was not there. And Michael looking really good. I believe this is the first time I've actually called his name in one of these videos. You'll notice that the wind is a little bit off of our right shoulder, so we have a little bit of an echelon there, a very slight echelon, and I find myself at the tail end of the dog, and really, the draft I'm getting is really not great. So I'm putting out some wattage here, and look at the numbers here, 400 or 500 watts, and this is another selection point as we see the carrots just dangling off the front. Byron, unconcerned, putting out big watts, 300-400 watts, and he's been sitting up there for quite a while. Looks like Michael, look at that, very impressive sitting in. Eric back there. Kent, it looks like we're going to wave goodbye unless he can pull himself back up. He's been riding well lately, and it looks like he might be able to. 21, 22, 23 miles an hour, and it looks like yeah, JC and Matthew may have gained some ground there. That little riser made them look a little bit closer than we thought they were. Byron doing a monster job out front, 350. And that's some serious wattage. And just holding it out there. No one looking to go around to give him help. Because we can see our prey is just out there, and we know there's enough horsepower back here to bring them back. Perhaps a good strategy to let them hang out there. Eric gonna go to the front and assist Byron. And this is probably a welcome respite for him. Look at the acceleration there, and you'll see the wattage just go up. Byron throwing out into the 400s. And I strain to try to keep contact here. Got Chris in front of me, got Hernan there, and I settle in trying to get myself some draft. My heart rate's way up there. I've got the heart rate strap on. I don't know if 174 is right, but if it is, I am on the rivet right here. Hernan, once again, can't hold it, and this is where he can go all day, but he doesn't have the power to make those accelerations, and I am forced to close that gap. Chris somewhat on my wheel, and he is able to make the junction, as am I. And now Byron sees his chance to pounce up on the big men. I go, and I'm trying to hold Roby, and it is all I can give here. 4, 5, almost 600 watts even by myself. And there's no recovery here. Roby takes over to give Byron a little bit of respite, and I am able to barely drag myself back into contention. It looks like the catch is going to be made, and it is Grupo Compacto. Nice work out there, JC. Nice work, Matthew. Typically, without the supers, without the big men, we never would have brought them back. And it looks like we have pretty much a good selection. All of the heads of state are indeed here. And I am pleased to be able to see what it's like to suffer with the big men. JC doesn't care that he's caught. He's not slowing down. And look at his wattage still. 350, 380, 370. Just out there holding. And Matthew, not in his draft, 400 plus watts. Byron now going to the front. Gonna keep everybody honest. Got Curtis there. Looks like maybe who's on his wheel. Might be Chris back there. And Matthew, a good valiant effort, gives up the ghost. I try to shout some encouragement for him to jump on, and he tries, but the big man is out of gas. You know, this used to be Matthew's house. He used to own this sprint zone, but now things have changed. The tactic that he and JC have used should have worked, and alone before, either of them could have gotten away. And it is surprising that with Byron's strength, with Roby's strength, we were able to bring them back. And Curtis has really not even contributed to the front yet. An extra engine that we could have used, so it was pretty much game over the minute it started. And at this point, I've got no more, no mas. Heart rate 177, a little too much for me. Maybe if I hadn't have covered some of those moves, I might have had a little something. But given the company that's up there, I was happy to be there as long as I was. Strolling along, you see my wattage pretty much near, nothing. Curtis is finished with 0. Well done, everybody. Not quite certain who got that one. Probably Byron, I think. I'll give him that one. Maybe Curtis or Robert JC second, maybe. Well done, everyone. Well done. This was exciting. Here we go. One of the few times that I am ahead of Mr. Michaels, and we get the fist bump there, showing that good work was done. This was challenging, and this is what it is all about. Pushing yourselves to the limit, getting stronger, getting better, and I am pleased, that this year with the addition of Byron, who has been a major cheerleader, encouraging people to stay on his wheel, keeping things smooth, and it is noted that week by week there are PRs being set. Everybody is happy. I think even on this one, when I got home, Garmin said something about new FTP. Yeah, I'll take it for what it is. Probably pushed myself pretty hard, but who knows? Still down 20 watts from what I was last year, and still up 6 pounds. So I'll see if I can get better next year. But yeah, a good time was had by all here. I loved it. I loved it. Look at the exhaustion here of the big man. Gave it his all. Fun times. Can't wait. Anyway, peace out, guys. Until next time.